Hey everyone, Jason and Katie here. We are super excited. We wanted to go live today. As some of you guys might know, today is the final day of our early bird pricing for Rehumanize. We've been selling a bunch of tickets, and we wanted to give you guys access to some of our speakers that are going to be at Rehumanize. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. We got them on the line. We're going to start off on the top. Christophe, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone?
Hey there, everyone. I'm Christophe Choo, and I work at Coldwell Banker Global Luxury in beautiful Beverly Hills. I've been selling real estate for about 30 years, and I've been doing videos now for about 13 years. I was one of the first agents to do videos in real estate, so I love it.
Awesome. And then we got Michael. Michael, where are you coming to us from?
I'm in a hotel room in beautiful Amsterdam. It is about 6:30, 6:15 on a Friday evening. Just landed here, speaking all next week, doing a video boot camp, and then speaking at the Remax European Convention here. So super excited about that. Going to be a very video heavy conference this year. Christophe was one of my early inspirations. He has been doing it a long time, and he's a person that continues to inspire others. And that's, I think, quite a bit what Rehumanize is going to be about. I've been an agent for 25 years, just outside the awesome city of Vancouver, British Columbia. And I really started to dive all in on video in early 2012.
Awesome. And if Michael cuts out here or there, it's because clearly Amsterdam's Wi-Fi is not up to speed as to the rest of.
Well, I think as a country, the Wi-Fi system, Jason's probably pretty good. I'm just in a hotel room, and you get what you get. And I even upgraded to premium Wi-Fi. It is what it is.
And then finally, we got Jesse Peters on. Jesse, you want to say hello to everyone? Oh, you're muted. Hold on.
Oh.
There you go.
Thank you for muting me. I'm sitting in my kitchen. My daughter's watching her favorite Netflix show before we have our daddy-daughter time, before I jump on a plane to head out to Amsterdam to join Michael Thorne. But in the meantime, I'm Jesse Peters. I've been in real estate for 6 years, since early 2012, and I've been utilizing the power of video pretty much from the get-go, along with social media. And you know, it's I don't know any other way, and it has really elevated my game in an industry where the 20+ years experience is pretty average, and the average realtor isn't utilizing that, or hadn't been utilizing that back in the early days. And so it's kind of funny. I get to share the FaceTime screen here with Michael Thorne, who I was stalking in the early ages to figure out how to utilize video, and Christophe Choo, who actually, him and I had the opportunity to kind of follow each other at Inman in San Francisco a handful of years ago. And I think that's kind of where our relationship started, and we started following each other. So this is really cool now that we all get to be, no matter the years of experience or how long we all share something in common, and we're going to be rehumanizing out in Denver. So thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. And I want to jump right into something that you guys have all kind of touched on. But when you think about an event or going to a conference, there are so many of them out there. And sometimes for a lot of agents, it can be overwhelming. Why do I go to this one versus this one? You know, my brand or my franchise does them. You guys are attending a lot of different conferences. You're speaking at a lot of different conferences. When you think about making a decision of going to a conference, what are some of the things that you're looking for, and also maybe what you're not looking for? And whoever wants to answer that question, kick it off and go around the horn.
I think it's a really good question, because I don't know about the rest of you, but I end up going to like 10 to 12 conferences a year. Most of them I choose to go to, even for speaking engagements. I'm offered a lot, but it's got to be the right fit. And I will say that this one I was really excited about, because there's really not been any conferences about strictly videos. And when I was first asked to come, I was like, oh, this is great. And then when I'm thinking about who I want to be there to learn from and share with, they're already speakers. So I was so super excited. It's going to be like a brainstorm of the who's who of the real estate video world. And I know we're going to all come out of this with so much amazing information, rebuilding and growing our friendships, referrals. Well, I'm sure we'll have lots of fun. Denver is a beautiful city. And I think it's just a win-win-win on every realm. And when you think that 86% of the consumers want real estate videos, but I think only 7 or 10% of agents actually do it. How can we as a group continue to improve on what we're doing, do it differently, do it better, and how can we help those around us make our industry better by them doing it as well?
Mm-hmm. Michael, Jesse?
I'm a huge fan of single topic conferences, or something that's directed maybe on a path. Stacy Staub out in Denver started the Genuine Hustle a couple of years ago with that sort of philosophy in mind. Let's all get in the room. Let's all tackle one conversation. Let's build off of that, and then let those conversations flow into the lobby and into over a beer afterwards. And so instead of getting like a little tiny nugget here or there, the first speaker and then the second speaker builds off that person, and the next one and the next one and the next one. And as speakers, we're listening to the other people speaking, and we can add to those points. And so you can really go from like a 101 to a 301 level. I think, unfortunately, a lot of the conferences we go to sort of really speak to that that common third year, fourth year into the business type agent. The turnover in real estate industry is so large that there's so many people just learning how to do that. And sometimes I'm dying for a social media 401 course opposed to a social media 101 course. So the fact that we can take people that are already on the front lines of real estate marketing, if you're already interested in video, you're already further ahead as far as mindset goes, and then move that forward and then really dive deep in a conversation, I think that's pretty special. I am far more excited to attend as an attendee than I am a speaker, and I already think it's going to be one of the most enjoyable places to present from. So that's what I'm excited about it for.
Yeah, I love that idea. Christophe and Michael, you're both kind of picking up on this idea of, improving together as a group, and with that single topic, really being able to go deeper with the conversation. That's kind of
and Katie, and to just jump in on that before Jesse starts to ramble off muted again. It's something that Jesse said and Christophe said and I said, the idea that Jesse was inspired by Christophe. I inspired Jesse. I've been inspired by Christophe. This idea now that we're in an industry where there's great examples where you can sit down and talk about, like, what are you doing? How's that working? What are the pitfalls being? Whether you're on stage or not, there's a lot of people that I know that are going to Rehumanize that I can't wait to get around a tabletop and talk about something and bounce an idea off the stuff. So the nice thing about where we are as an industry, and especially when it comes to video, is the amount of inspiration that goes both ways. Whether you're on your chapter 3 of your real estate or video journey, or like Christophe, who's on chapter 31, it doesn't matter. There's something to be learned, like when you go back and forth with each other. And so I think that's one of those real special things about the type of agents that are leveraging video, and the type of agents that are going to be not only presenting but attending at Rehumanize.
Yeah.
What about you, Jesse? When you think about an event, when you think about going to places, what are those things that you're in making that decision?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of the things Michael and Christophe have touched on already, but to get really simple with it now, especially when I look at who could be considering attending this now, is what I look for is this going to be more of a workshop-esque conference? Will I be able to leave with tangible skills or inspired by others who are already in the industry? Unlike a lot of other conferences, that we now begin to weed out and whatnot, realtors as a power, as an industry, we've started to put on events on our own rather than having coaches put them on who aren't in the driver's seat like us, or who have never been in the driver's seat like us. So that's kind of where I look and say, okay, who's putting this on? What are the collective minds? And are the goals aligned? And looking at the speaker board here, it's kind of like we are all willing to contribute to help collectively raise the bar in the industry together, right? And so there's the mindset of the speaker. So if that's your mindset as an attendee, which it also is as mine, that's kind of what I look for now. Is this going to be an opportunity where we can collectively raise it together, inspire, collaborate? Or is it a course to say, here are the top 10 tips. If you want the next 5, sign up for my course at the back. Yippity skippity boo. We know the script. No, thank you. This is not going to be what Rehumanize.
So true.
Yippity skippity boo. I love this guy.
Yeah, Jesse, I love that because I think that was definitely some of our thinking behind when we were reaching out to speakers. And of course, you know, we were trying to be very selective and find people who were, you know, practitioners as well. They were really living this out and could give people real value. It's not just that sales gimmick, but to actually have people walk away with actual skills. Because when we asked people what they want to learn, they talked about, I want to know what equipment to use or how to do lighting or what tools. Like, people want that hands-on training that you all know how to provide. And so as you're talking about some of the awesome speakers that we have lined up for this, I wonder, Jason, if we can pull that up. I would love to hear from each of you, you know, coming as a speaker and also thinking from the point of view of a attendee as well. Who are you excited to hear speak, or what are you excited to kind of learn more about from that attendee perspective?
Well, oh my goodness! Like I just look at those faces just going down the list, and it's amazing. Just scroll. Just, I mean, I'm not going to mention everyone. Raj Kazar. I think a guy like Raj and Christophe don't get enough credit. I'm not sure they get a lot of credit for like being pioneers and saying what if, you know, you can move forward. Judy Weiniger is an amazing person that does a ton of community stuff. I'm super excited to hang out with Judy. Every time I'm around Judy, I learn something. Kendall Young there. The nice thing about all these people, Kyle and Alex, you know what the crazy thing is, Alex is right in my neighborhood. He was the #1 mortgage broker, video guy. He's right in my neighborhood. I mean, these are all people that give back a ton. Kendall Young's personality is amazing and so caring. And, you know, you keep going down the list of all these people. There is definitely a common theme about it. Andy Elger, my nemesis, is going to be speaking. I get to hang out with Andy. And then look at that handsome guy in the middle there at the bottom. Look at that guy.
I was going to say, I'm excited to hear what Connor has to say. I was going to say, probably a lot of the people wouldn't even be able to pull Connor out of a lineup as the CEO of BombBomb, but it'll be one of the first times he's actually presenting from main stage, talking about the company in some ways that probably nobody's ever heard. So that's, to me, one of the things I'm excited about is giving exposure to what Connor's done and how Connor's been a pioneer in this whole idea of rehumanizing communication. So it is, that's going to be a fun one.
And I want to share that one of the things I think is so great is I know maybe more than half of the people on this list personally, but the others I don't. And I remember the first time I met you, Jesse, I think it was at the Coldwell Banker Gen Blue conference. And I'd watched some of his videos. And I remember the first thing I thought, I said, this guy's got amazing enthusiasm and energy and excitement. And he's so naturally himself on the camera. And I just love that. And like Kendall, she's got a very different style than both of us. And Kyle, I mean, everyone has the ones that I know have such different styles, but that's great because we're all kind of chameleons and we can all adapt ourselves to others. And I know the ones that I know here, I've learned from every single one of them. And I'm excited that there's, you know, more than half that I don't know that I'll get to meet and know and hopefully share with them and learn from them.
And I think that's the other thing is we're looking at the schedule for anybody that's watching along, but, you know, one of the things you guys mentioned, like the sales pitch and kind of the gimmicky stuff. One of the things that we did in putting this together is that we're not going to have sponsors. There will be no vendors that are present. So there's there's no pitch. There's no spot for the vendor to get up and talk about themselves, which was core for us. And when we think about events, but the other thing is this right here is our Rehumanize kickoff party. A lot of times when you go to an event, there's 3 or 4 different events going on. You got to pick which one you want to go to, and the vendors are hosting it. Well, this is BombBomb rented out the Punch Bowl Social Club, which is a space that can handle all 500 attendees that will be coming and be able to spend an entire evening together versus having to choose which place you're going to go to and maybe miss out from an opportunity to connect with someone that you haven't had a chance to do. And by doing that on night 1, it leads perfectly into continuing those connections, continuing to build those relationships on day 2. So those are the things I'm really excited about as well.
Yeah, and Punch Bowl Social, I don't know if we explained much what it is, but it's got like all these games. There's karaoke, so we are immediately like,
Jesse's going to be singing. He'll be running the karaoke room.
I won't participate in the karaoke, just saying.
I'm emceeing it. Come on down.
Yes. He'll be up in the room hanging out there. So this is just a little bit of the schedule. If you're interested in checking things out, we'll drop this link into our feed here, so anybody that's watching can join. Check out the schedule there as well. We reached out to these guys and said, hey, would you guys mind popping on a live with us just to talk for 15, 20 minutes about Rehumanize and what it is that you guys are excited about. So everybody that's watching can make sure they're jumping in as the early bird ticket pricing is going to be ending tonight. So you can go to the page here. We'll drop that into the comments as well, and you can register. And as we kind of come to signing off here, guys, my final question to you, as you guys think about from a presenter's perspective and what it is that you guys are going to be talking about. I know it's still early. I mean, we're almost 8 months out, so sometimes it's a little unfair to say. Tell us exactly what it is you're going to be talking about. But as you just have begun thinking about it, what are you excited to explore, or what are you excited to kind of bring to the table from a presenter's perspective?
Well, for me, I just want to bring, I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but first of all, the name Rehumanize to me is such a pointed name, because in my experience, the last, when I started 30 years ago, we didn't have computers. We had fax machines. I mean, it was a very different world. And the iPhones have only been out for 10 years. So today we've kind of lost that one-on-one touch with people. It's all texting and emails, and there's no understanding of emotions and feelings. And let's face it, buying and selling real estate is a very high emotion, high stress kind of situation. And what's so wonderful about this whole event, I think, is that it's bringing us back to having an ability, especially with the BombBomb technology and with our use of videos, to really be able to connect with a client. And that's one of the things I've learned most about doing videos is if a prospect, a buyer or seller calls you and you say, well, how'd you find out about me? Oh, I saw your videos. You're already a human that they want to work with. You've already made that decision. So unless you screw up, they're going to work with you in some capacity. So it's bringing back to the world today humanity of connecting as human beings, and not just these faceless people on these texts and emails that's meaningless.
Mm-hmm. I love that. What about you, Jesse? What as you think about presenting? I mean, you and Michael kind of have almost the half the morning, the second day to both present and to talk about technology and equipment. What is it that you're kind of excited about or beginning to think about from a presentation standpoint?
Sorry, you froze there. What was the last part?
Just from a presentation standpoint, what are you excited about getting to present on?
Oh, sure. Yeah, what I'm really kind of excited about, and we get to do keynotes and boot camps and workshops all over the place. But talking with Ethan, I think the one that I'm really going to be focusing on is something a little bit different. Understanding how busy our lives are, and often hearing the excuse that I don't have time to shoot or edit. I'm going to kind of do a quick video shoot ninja style, how you can shoot, edit, and make things look really jazzy with thumbnails and get it really Instagram ready while having a coffee, and really just kind of the tips and the tricks that are in my mind, but also in my I call it the little toolbox of what I use probably more on a daily basis that you don't see, but really kind of make it have that unique look to it. And before I kind of hand the screen over to Michael, this is insane to hear. Only 500 attendees. Like, folks, the power and the knowledge that will be happening in this room, and it maxes out at 500. This is something that should be done on a 5,000-6,000 scale level, and I'm sure at some point it could get there. But for 500 people, you don't want to wait. Take advantage of this early bird or this early year. Like, seriously, you will be kicking yourself when you realize that you missed out on an opportunity to share the room with only 500 or less like-minded people. This is not a conference. This is a Rehumanize mastermind.
Absolutely.
All right, Michael, want to round us out?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to put a better bow on it than Jesse, but I don't think I can. That was pretty good. One of the things I'm really excited about is when we go into a conference, looking at it as a presenter, I have to keep in mind that maybe only 10% of that audience wants to hear sort of my bleeding edge mindset when it comes to video, or half the audience doesn't want to hear about me talk about video at all, right? And that's why sometimes the breakout sessions are more valuable. You're going to have a whole conference of really targeted breakout sessions on a single topic that everybody wants to, sort of wants to dig deeper into. So that's amazing. Before I talk about what I want to talk about, I do want to talk about sort of Jesse stalking me. If if back in the day when Jesse saw the ROI of video and knew and was desperate to find the information, he could have simply got on a plane, flown somewhere, and be surrounded by 499 other people. He would have done it, and his business would have exploded even more than it has quicker. Yeah. We could all say that ROI has been the best, our video has been the largest ROI in our industry. So if you go to a conference about the biggest ROI and you learn like one or two tricks that like takes your learning curve and shortens it by 6 months, then that compound interest of that 6 month learning curve 10 years further into your real estate career, it will be unmeasurable as far as the ROI, the return on that investment. And so it doesn't take 45 good new ideas for it to be worth it. You get one or two amazing nuggets, and it'll be more than worth it. That being said, what I love video for the human nature of it, for exactly what we're doing, connecting with people. But I think one of the things that was holding me back at the beginning was I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know how simple and important the editing mindset might be, or how easy the equipment could be, and all that sort of stuff. So I really want to dig into maybe some of the behind the scenes things that make you more human on screen, because I think that's a lot of people get lost on. So I want to really dig in on helping people craft their story that's authentic to who they are, not crafting a narrative that isn't human, but helping them amplify their own narrative. And so we're going to dig into a little bit more of the stuff that I wish I had known earlier on, that has really helped me sort of tell the story of my business, of our team's business, of our community, of our passions. So we're going to dig in maybe into a bit more than nuts and bolts, but still try to stay really human. And that's the thing I'm excited about the most. Maybe is the title of the conference sort of speaks for itself.
Yeah. Mm. Awesome.
Yeah, I love that. You guys are all picking up on that idea of rehumanizing, making our communication more personal through video, because you've all seen it work in your business as well. I liked how you said this is the biggest ROI and it's in one event, and there's only 500 seats. So thank you guys for being on here. We're super honored that you're speaking at the event. We can't wait to have you there. And for everybody watching, we wanted to let you know that, the early bird tickets are still on sale through the end of tonight. So this is our lowest price. So we want to give you the opportunity to sign up. You save $400 on your ticket. So if you go to bombbomb.com/rehumanize, through the end of today, you can get that ticket at our lowest price possible.
Absolutely. And then after
Jason, I'm just going to jump right in the middle of your sales pitch and ruin the whole thing. That price point, because for guys that are on the speaking all the time, Christophe and Jesse, the price is like, I don't even understand it. Like, honestly, and I'm not getting paid to say that. I'm not getting any kickback or anything like that. The value is unbelievable. And here's the thing about it is, you're going to be in a conference where you're going to be able to sit down and have a conversation with me afterwards, or with Jesse, or with Christophe, or with Kyle. Like, you're going to have access to not only other attendees, but to the speakers. And quite often times the speaker gets off stage and then goes, because it is a business. We've had businesses to take care of, but the price point makes it hard. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't have the right mathematicians at Bomb. It doesn't make sense to me. The pricing.
It's true. We might end up coming back and
yeah.
Well,
sorry,
Jason. Tell us how you really feel, Michael.
The 500 seats should be gone about 3 minutes after it was announced. That's really where I am, and I think there's going to be people that are going to miss out, and human nature to let it go. There's people that are going to have a huge negative impact on their business because they waited, and so it's hard. I'm going to see the value in it 10 times what the ticket price is.
Yeah, and not only that, I know for me, I'm going the day early for the bomb training, because look, it's just one more tool in my arsenal, right? So.
Yeah, which is a great point for everybody. There is the extra half day of Bomb training that is available to you. There's no extra charge for that you can come. So check out the schedule. There's nothing else we can add to that makes it more compelling for you to get signed up. Thank you guys for your time, for jumping on with us for a little bit to talk about the event. Thank you for everybody that's been joining us live. We can't wait to see all of you in May at Rehumanize. You'll continue to be hearing more and more information from all of us about Rehumanize in the coming months. So have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.